Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Children and Youth Services. Before I begin the question, I also want to welcome members of CUPE Local 4914 who are here today. My colleague from Hamilton Mountain raised this issue yesterday and a number of times. The workers at the Peel Regional Children Aid Society, members of CUPE Local 4914, have been on the picket line now for 3 months. And Mr. Speaker, it's not about wages. They're striking because for issues of safety, fairness, and above all, quality of care. These workers do what they do because they care deeply about the children and families they work for. That's why the workers are asking for a hard cap on the total number of active cases that they work at on one time. That's what they feel is adequate or necessary to adequately protect children at risk. Workload caps exist in other jurisdictions and other children aid societies, but they don't exist in this particular one. Doesn't the minister think workers and children in Peel deserve the same quality of care as other jurisdictions?
Thank you.
Speaker, as a former Minister of Children and Youth Services, I got to know kids in care of the CAS, and I learned through that experience that of all the people in the responsibility, no greater responsibility is to the kids who have been taken under the care of the province, Speaker, for whatever reason they could not be cared for by their own parents. Our responsibility to those kids trumps everything else we do. Having said that, Speaker, labour negotiations are a matter between the employer and the union. It is inappropriate for me to comment on that negotiation, Speaker. We are hopeful that the employer and the union will do all they can to achieve a successful resolution to this problem. But as I said, Speaker, these kids are our kids. We are responsible for kids in care of the CAS. We have to do everything we can to make sure they get the care they need.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Kids and families in Peel want to see this strike end as soon as possible. They want to see this resolved. And I understand there's only 4 outstanding issues that can be sent to binding arbitration. Negotiations have stalled, and currently the Peel CAS management won't agree to go to arbitration. The children and families in Peel who rely on the CAS can't wait for another month for this matter to be resolved. So, Mr. Speaker, my question is to the government. Will the government intervene and get the parties to arbitration?
Minister of Labour.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member for this very, very important question. Speaker, what we're seeing in the Peel CAS is completely out of character for the usual experience of labour relations in the province of Ontario. Between 98 and 99% of agreements are reached at without a resort to a lockout or a strike. That obviously isn't happening at the Peel CAS. Speaker, what we do at the Ministry of Labour is we try to bring the parties back to the table. Speaker, in Ontario, we have some of the best mediators, some of the best arbitrators in the country, Speaker. We've brought them to bear in this regard. What we're trying to do, Speaker, is with this highly skilled mediation team, is working with CUPE, working with the employer. Speaker, there's nothing this government wants more, there's nothing the Ministry of Labour wants more than to see an agreement reached at the table, Speaker. I will tell you on a daily basis, I keep track of this, and Speaker, it's something we take very, very seriously.